Consequences of overfilling the power steering fluid. Overfilling the power steering fluid in your vehicle may seem like a minor mistake, but it can lead to several issues that affect the performance and longevity of the power steering system. Power steering fluid is essential for lubricating the power steering pump, ensuring smooth operation of the steering mechanism, and maintaining the hydraulic pressure required for easy steering. Below, I'll explore in detail the potential consequences of overfilling the power steering fluid. 1. Increased pressure and potential leaks. One of the most immediate consequences of overfilling the power steering fluid is an increase in pressure within the system. The power steering system is designed to operate within specific fluid levels, and overfilling can cause excessive pressure to build up as the fluid heats up and expands during operation. This increased pressure can strain the seals and hoses, leading to leaks. The seals, particularly those in the steering rack, pump, and lines, are not designed to handle the added pressure, and over time, they may start to degrade or fail completely. When the seals fail, fluid can escape from the system, leading to a loss of hydraulic pressure and reduced steering performance. In severe cases, a sudden leak could cause the steering to become difficult or unresponsive, posing a significant safety risk while driving. 2. Foaming of the power steering fluid. Another significant issue that can arise from overfilling the power steering fluid is foaming. When there is too much fluid in the reservoir, it can cause the fluid to become aerated, meaning air bubbles get mixed into the fluid. This aeration can lead to the formation of foam within the fluid, which severely diminishes its effectiveness. Foamy fluid does not transmit hydraulic pressure as efficiently as non-aerated fluid, leading to inconsistent steering feel and reduced power steering assist. The steering may feel spongy or unresponsive, and you may hear whining or groaning noises from the power steering pump as it struggles to maintain pressure with aerated fluid. Over time, operating the power steering system with foamy fluid can lead to increased wear on the pump and other components, potentially leading to premature failure. 3. Damage to the power steering pump. The power steering pump is a crucial component that circulates the fluid throughout the system to create the hydraulic pressure needed for steering assistance. When the system is overfilled and fluid begins to foam, the pump may start to draw in air along with the fluid. This can cause cavitation, a condition where air bubbles form within the pump and collapse with great force, causing damage to the pump's internal components. Cavitation can lead to pitting on the pump's surfaces, increased wear on the moving parts, and eventual pump failure. A failing power steering pump can manifest as increased steering effort, whining noises, and in severe cases, complete loss of power steering assistance, making the vehicle difficult to steer, especially at low speeds. 4. Overheating of the power steering fluid. Power steering systems are designed to operate within a specific temperature range. Overfilling the fluid can contribute to overheating, as the excess fluid creates additional resistance within the system. When the fluid level is too high, it can cause the system to work harder to circulate the fluid, generating more heat in the process. Overheated power steering fluid loses its viscosity and ability to lubricate effectively, leading to increased friction and wear on the pump, steering rack, and other components. Continuous operation with overheated fluid can accelerate the degradation of the fluid, reducing its lifespan and effectiveness. Additionally, overheated fluid can cause seals and hoses to deteriorate more quickly, increasing the likelihood of leaks and further system damage. 5. Messy overflow and potential fire hazard. Another practical concern with overfilling the power steering fluid is the risk of overflow. As the fluid heats up and expands, the excess fluid may spill out of the reservoir, creating a mess under the hood. This overflow can damage surrounding components, such as electrical connectors, belts, and other engine parts, as power steering fluid is typically corrosive. Moreover, if the fluid comes into contact with hot engine components, such as the exhaust manifold, it can pose a fire hazard. Power steering fluid is flammable, and in extreme cases, it could ignite if it drips onto a hot surface, leading to an engine fire. Therefore, it is crucial to maintain the correct fluid level to prevent overflow and potential safety hazards. 6. Reduced efficiency and steering performance. Overfilling the power steering fluid can also lead to a reduction in the overall efficiency of the system. The additional fluid creates unnecessary drag on the pump, forcing it to work harder to circulate the fluid throughout the system. This extra strain can reduce the efficiency of the pump and the system as a whole, leading to higher fuel consumption as the engine compensates for the increased load. Additionally, the steering performance may be compromised, with the steering becoming heavier or less responsive, particularly during low-speed maneuvers or when the vehicle is stationary. Drivers may notice a delay in the steering response or a need to exert more effort to turn the wheel, making driving less comfortable and more fatiguing. 7. Environmental concerns. If the overfilled fluid leaks or spills out of the system, it can also pose environmental concerns. Power steering fluid is typically petroleum-based and can be harmful to the environment if it contaminates the ground or water sources. Spilled fluid can also create slippery conditions on roads or driveways, increasing the risk of accidents. Properly disposing of excess fluid and preventing leaks is essential to minimize environmental impact and ensure safe driving conditions. 8. Long-term maintenance and repair costs. Overfilling the power steering fluid may seem like a minor oversight, but the long-term consequences can lead to significant maintenance and repair costs. Replacing seals, hoses, and the power steering pump can be expensive, particularly if the system has been compromised due to prolonged overfilling. Additionally, if the steering rack or other major components are damaged, the repair costs can escalate quickly. Regularly checking and maintaining the correct fluid level is a simple yet crucial part of vehicle maintenance that can prevent costly repairs and extend the life of the power steering system. 9. Corrective measures. If you realize that you have overfilled the power steering fluid, it's important to take corrective measures immediately. The first step is to remove the excess fluid from the reservoir. This can be done using a turkey baster, syringe, or a specialized fluid pump to extract the surplus fluid until the level is within the recommended range. It's also advisable to inspect the system for any signs of leaks or damage, particularly if the vehicle has been driven with overfilled fluid. If you notice any unusual noises, steering resistance, or fluid leaks, it's best to have the system checked by a professional mechanic to prevent further damage. Overfilling the power steering fluid can lead to increased pressure, foaming, potential leaks, damage to the power steering pump, overheating, messy overflow, and reduced steering performance. These issues can compromise the efficiency and safety of the vehicle, lead to costly repairs, and pose environmental hazards. It's essential to maintain the correct fluid level in the power steering system to ensure smooth and reliable steering operation.